Good morning, everyone. Hello to all our international friends. It is so nice to see so many people here who want to think in billions. Otherwise, I guess you would not be here. For those who are not so familiar with the Estonian mindset, we are known for punching above our own weight. This morning, here is a testament to it. So I invite all of you to think big and be ambitious. Here today, the public meets the private sector to scale ideas worth in billions. I know it's not common everywhere for the public and private sector to share a platform of thoughts, to discuss how we can make ambitious ideas a reality. But in Estonia, it is the basis of how everything is built. The Ministry of Economy has been organizing this event for a few years now, each year on a specific topic. We are not doing it only to think in billions, but also to act accordingly. Public-private partnership is how we built our successful digital economy, our cybersecure systems, and this is how we want to build our defense. It is my job and my team's job, with the help of our most innovative companies and industry associations, to make great ideas a reality. And I am here today to share more of those ideas and, more importantly, to learn from you. This year we focus on defense industry, defense innovation. I truly believe that defense industry is the cornerstone of a strong national defense. I know I am not alone in this belief. It is not only us with the vicious neighbor, but all of Europe needs to power itself against today's threats. And we need to prepare ourselves against tomorrow's new threats. And we cannot do it alone. I am happy that the European countries are finally increasing their defense budgets. As you probably know, Estonia has committed to spend at least 5% of our GDP on defense. Now, the smart thing to ask is how to use this momentum to build an innovative defense industry. An industry that not only strengthens national security, but also contributes to economic growth. A double-edged sword, or more accurately, today's world, a dual-use drone, if you will. Achieving this requires strategic decisions. What scale and type of funding will enable new technologies to emerge? How can regulations be adapted to support fast testing and deployment of new solutions? Sharing this knowledge and finding the blind spots together is why we are here today. So far, we are lucky in Estonia. We can have a win-win situation when we align our security objectives with industrial growth. Building such a forward-looking defense industry demands collaboration between our government, the private sector, and research institutions. So this means me and all of you in this room have to work together. Our ability to respond to evolving threats relies on how well we work together. Here are two examples. For example, us as governments need to be agile in the ways we procure innovation. Here, Ukraine is truly a global role model. During the war, they have moved from slow, centralized procurement to decentralized procurement model. This means virtually each battle unit can procure directly what they need. This means agility, rapid change to technology, and serving exactly what is needed at the war front. In Estonia, our government is now committing that 2% of all procurements must be innovation procurements. This is not a lot, but this is a good start. Us as governments need to think of better ways we provide testing opportunities, ways to support defense industry to do research and development. Even if the private sector builds the best new technologies, there is no practical use of the new tech if us as governments do not allow them to be tested. And above all, we must be bold in using new technology ourselves. This way we can also support our companies in export with references. Supporting the development of Estonia's own defense industry is our government's priority. Estonia's defense industry has grown rapidly in recent years. In 2020, the sector's export volume was 46 million euros. In 2024, it had already reached 350 million euros. We are on the right track, but there is still a lot of more potential to grow. Not only have we in the government decided to invest at least 5% of our GDP into defense, we are already investing directly and planning to invest more into defense innovation and defense industry. We recently had a review of our already existing support measures, and I can tell you that between 2025 up to 2030, more than 1 billion euros is made available to defense industry companies in Estonia through different grants, loans, guarantees, or equity instruments. As you can see, we are not just thinking in billions, but we are practicing what we preach. While committing to defense budget is normally what ministries of defense do, here in Estonia, it has become a national priority. Each ministry must commit some of their budget for defense purposes. As mentioned earlier, I see that we can create a win-win solution here by enabling tech industries to grow and building our defense through that. Here are some examples we enable through the Ministry of Economy. I will mention 3 of them. Firstly, we have created a 100 million euro defense fund to support investments. State support is essential for attracting more investors to the defense sector, as companies developing lethal technologies often face difficulties in raising capital. Public investments give greater confidence for private investors when making their decision. Moreover, the state capital is often bolder than of the private funds or banks, which are often constrained by moral or ethical considerations. This is why we are making direct investments also to lethal technologies. This is something where a lot of public money has ethical boundaries to invest. Well, as we know, unfortunately, war doesn't always follow ethical boundaries. By the way, we are announcing our first investments very soon, so stay tuned. Secondly, last week we opened a dedicated R&D grant worth 5 million this year for defense companies especially. This is for product and service development, specifically in the field of defense. Our tickets are up to 500,000 and we have simplified the terms of application. Thirdly, we are launching Estonia's very first research and technology organization, like Fraunhofer in Germany, VTT in Finland, or RISE in Sweden, and so many others. This organization, called MetroCert, is focusing on drone tech, autonomous vehicles, hydrogen, health data, and chip design. Several of these domains have application in defense as well. In the first quarter of this year, our government finalized equity investments into these new technology areas. We expect MetroCert to provide services and boost the defense industry by allowing the testing of new tech. Combined with grants, loans, acceleration programs, and testing, the Ministry of Economy is contributing more than 650 million euros to only defense companies until 2030. However, it takes a lot more than just funding. We also need to make sure that our regulations are not limiting innovation and companies are able to test their solutions. To achieve this, my team is developing a national experimentation framework that allows companies to temporarily test unregulated or non-compliant solutions to gain official results needed to move from prototype to product. To maximize economic impact, Export support is provided through a range of measures designed to meet the specific needs of companies. From monetary support to business diplomacy, we want to promote the defense tech companies of Estonia. Our initiatives include a Defense Force experimentation program, a remote sensing R&D center, and a drone climate chamber. Access to testing facilities, which is so important, as I mentioned earlier, is expanding across Estonia. I have spoken what governments must do. Now, let's move to hear from companies who actually build our defense tech. So to conclude, imagine a world where a small country, such as Estonia, can be a leader in the global defense industry, a beacon of innovation. Well, this is the reality. Here we are punching above our weight, because there is no other way. This is our moment to think in billions. I wish fruitful and ambitious ideas to all of us. Thank you for coming and enjoy this morning of keynotes, panels, and most importantly, networking. Thank you.